Hi there.
Hi everyone, and yes, I know you can sense the dampened spirit in here.
I know, it's the last episode of season 2 of 54.
But, guys, I've got energy just for one more. Guys, it's been such a great journey. I mean, you know what they say when you're having fun, right? Time flies, but I actually didn't feel this 13 weeks.
I know, we had fantastic guests. We had an awesome time with you guys, and I really enjoyed being a co-host of the season.
Yes, guys, it was the best, but you know what we do best, right? We bring you guys the best show.
Yes, this episode is jam-packed, so you don't want to miss out on anything.
You don't. So Moi,
Yeah?
what's in store?
Today on 54. Today on 54, sharing his remarkable life story is Howard James Fyvie. He's a director, actor, editor, producer, and that guy you just can't keep a straight face with. And why not end the series with an extra dose of love? This is one episode you don't want to miss.
Now that is remarkable.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to leave you on an amazing note, and we are sure to hit that mark.
And speaking of amazing, that's exactly what you all have been. We love your comments and appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, so please don't stop. Keep them coming. We will forever love hearing from you.
Yes, but let's keep the show rolling.
Yeah.
He's recently attracted so many hearts with his random YouTube videos that even he didn't expect to go viral. He's an acclaimed actor, producer, and director, and definitely someone you would love to invite home for dinner.
So it started for me when I was like young. I was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and my dad brought home a digital camera. It was like one of the first of its time. I literally took a floppy disk. You'd put this massive floppy disk into the camera, and then you could record for like 1 minute and 14 seconds. That was the duration. And I got this, my dad brought it home, and like he borrowed it from a colleague of his at work, and I grabbed this camera, and like, you know, he kind of probably didn't realize his son was gonna steal it for the whole like week. And I came back like a week later, and I was like, look, Dad, look what I made. And I'd shot all these little videos of me in the garden, like with like, we had these berries and these trees, and I took the berries and made like fake blood, and I ran around like a zombie chasing my friends.
It was meant to be.
Came back to him, and I was like, put him on the computer, and I think my dad probably thought I had a mental problem back then, and he was right.
Really?
You've got to be crazy to follow this career.
You started winning awards when you were studying.
Yeah, when I was in film school. So
Yeah.
I just won awards in film school, not like Oscars or whatever. But yeah, you're right. I mean, our short films that we made at film school were well received.
Yeah.
And mainly probably because, you know, I broke a lot of the rules when I was at film school. They said things like, you know, no stunts was one of them. And I was like, okay, it's not kind of going to be a stunt, but it's almost a stunt. And then we went and we crashed a whole car, you know, in film school.
Okay.
And then we showed it to them afterwards. They were like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was like, cha-ching. But I'm not saying you should always do that. But it was, I think what it helped us in film school was just pushing the boundaries, you know.
And what would you say was your kind of breakout moment? Maybe you're done with school, now you're working or trying to work as a filmmaker.
I think most kind of filmmakers or artists will never say like, this was our big break. Because you always feel like you've always got to keep going, you know? And I think that the danger comes when you do feel like you've ever arrived. That's when you're going to stop learning. And then you're not going to be good to anybody. So I definitely haven't like arrived or whatever, but there have been some cool moments that along the journey, you know, that have been really amazing.
Were there any challenges in the journey, and how did you overcome those?
Nah, no challenges, bro. None at all.
Sure.
Bro, it's a weekly battle, to be honest. Like you kind of always are tempted to do something like that. But I would say that the bottom line for me is knowing that I'm called to this. Like if I know like God has put this desire in my heart, and part of it is up to Him to make it happen. So I'll do my best, and that's what I mean by working hard, like, and not giving up, and kind of keeping my ear close to His chest and be like, okay, God, is this still what you want me to do? And then just trusting in Him to open up doors and to like make things happen, you know. And that's how I've maintained that.
How has this all, like especially including the awards, including challenges, what's the impact? What was the impact on your faith? How's that been?
For me, I suppose the main thing I've kind of learned along the process is it is God who opens and closes doors, I think is what I've learned. A lot of guys in this kind of space want to hustle, like it's all about the hustle, you know? And what I've learned is, for me, like there's a difference between like hard work and between like permanently trying to hustle. And so basically God said to me, hey dude, I don't want you to be like a hustler. Like I don't want you to like kind of always be frantically trying to make things happen and blow things out of proportion and like exaggerate your life in order for doors to open. He's like, that's not how this thing's gonna happen. Instead, he's like, work hard, but I'm gonna be the one who's gonna bless or not bless. And kind of similar to the story in the Bible about a dude named Joseph. You know, got these big dreams, super talented dude, like gets thrown into prison. I mean, imagine if that guy was like, let's say a filmmaker is like got this whole vibe but gets thrown into prison. You know, that's almost like career suicide. But he was working hard, like doing his best, and he got promoted in that space. But then it was only a miracle that God like got him out of there, you know, in that story.
So I mean, I think we've really seen that in some of the work you've created. You have some stuff on YouTube as well, and we're actually going to, link to one of them. You interviewed some homeless people in your car, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's check out that video.
Cool. So for the whole day, I missioned around. If it's okay with you, I want to ask some questions to you on camera, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube, and people can watch it. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. What's your name, brother?
Christopher Banda.
Christopher Banda. And I said I would give them some food afterwards as like a little payment, thank you for their time. And it was amazing how willing every single one of these people were.
My real hair and my beard is off. I look actually like a nice person, you know that.
Obviously, I know they need food and they're obviously quite needy. I think you look pretty nice as it is.
Yeah, well, if you like it.
I think your hair is pretty cool, dude. But still, we've often got a preconceived idea that these guys are quite unfriendly or they're like drunk or they're stoned, they're gonna rob me, those kind of things. None of that happened. Instead, I ended up making some friends with these people. It was really cool. Because my wife thinks it's a little bit too short.
Yeah, a little bit too short. But it's nice. The rather short than long.
Yeah, right. Me and Christopher chilled on a park bench. Chris, tell me quickly, what would you like to say to anybody watching this video?
Be telling people that they have to stand on his own. Ask God to give him power, just to stand, especially in life like this.
After Christopher, I met this guy named Randy, and me and Randy went driving around, and then I said goodbye to Randy, and then I came across Carl. A bit about your life and what it's like living on the street and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. He's been living on the street for like more than 25 years.
But I'll stay here for a while now. Check.
And this guy is the real deal. Yeah, he had a lot of stories. And this is when kind of my whole plan got a little bit usurped. Listen, so you live on the streets, right?
I live on the streets.
Okay, how long have you been living on the streets?
3 years,
I thought it was going to be like this funny video and crazy stuff's going to happen and whatever. But I met a guy named Lucen, and that changed my whole plan.
I was in jail for 1 year.
You were in jail?
For 1 year.
He laughed at me and I laughed at him and we had a good time.
How do you say jail?
Jail.
Yeah. But you say you got a z in front, you go jail.
Jail.
You said jail, bro. I bet you said jail.
But within a matter of minutes, Lucen opened up and just started telling me his life story.
So your mom and your dad both died in this fire? I'm sorry, bro.
They burned out together in the Wendy house in Mitchell's Plain.
This guy's lost both his mom and his dad in a fire.
It's just black smoke was coming out. The moment I lift my eye, make it open, so it's fire. The whole place was on fire.
As well as his entire household. And that's why he's on the streets. He was forced out because he had nothing left.
So I decided I want to come to Cape Town and come look for me a better life here in Cape Town to get my life better and stuff.
I thought this was going to be some light-hearted, like, fun conversation, but essentially God had a whole nother plan. And I'm sitting down with this dude, and I'm close to tears, and I turn to Lucen and he's just crying. He's just like crying. And I discovered that Lucen doesn't have anybody to talk to.
How often do you get to talk to people?
Once in a while.
Like what, like once a day or once a week or once a month?
Once a week maybe or so. People, they will stop and talk to me.
So you basically only have a real conversation with someone else about once a week?
Yes.
Imagine only ever really having a conversation with another human being once a week when you're carrying such hectic stuff. So me and Lucen went and we got some stuff for him at the shops, and then, he doesn't have a mobile phone or anything, so essentially I just left him the details and I said he should come to my church and we'll be able to help him and see if we can get him off the streets. But you know what? I was suddenly aware that, each one of these people ended up telling me the same thing. They all just said, it would be really cool if somebody had to stop and talk to them and help them. And now, not all of us can help every single homeless person. And often when you do sit down and try and talk to somebody who's homeless, they can be aggressive and they can be quite ungrateful and drunk and all those negative things. But what happens if you end up talking to a Lucen who all he's looking for is somebody to listen? So why don't you try? Take 20 minutes out of your lunch break, go find somebody who doesn't have anyone else to talk to and start a conversation. And who knows, it might just end up changing his entire life.
You know, that's such a moving video. And one thing that really struck with me was a guy called Lucien. Yeah, and he said that he doesn't have anyone to speak to. I mean, that's something that we take lightly. I mean, I wake up and talk to my sister.
The bottom line is, like, Jesus doesn't see social class like we do.
Yeah.
He doesn't see economic differences, demographic differences. He just sees people he's come to love and save.
Yeah.
And so it's all about us trying to get everything else out of our eyes so we can see the way he does. And I mean, I'm on that journey all the time. It's not like I don't have his eyes all the time. But so I think that's the thing I learned, is just to look at people the way he does.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I will also say, like, people are broken. And like those guys, it's gonna take a lot of love to actually continuously walk with them, you know what I mean? But that's what Jesus wants us to do.
So then what advice would you give to young filmmakers in terms of creating content that is true to themselves?
You know, like a tap in like a rural area, when you turn it on, there's brown water that's gonna come first. And then once that brown water's out, then the clear water's gonna come.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do with creativity. You gotta turn it on and then get all that other stuff out there first.
Sweet, yeah,
and that's been me, like making lots of short videos and some feature films and writing lots of scripts.
Yeah.
It's all the brown stuff coming out. And that's cool and it's still like there. But if you're not ever doing that, you're never gonna actually reach the kind of pure water, which is what you've got to offer to the world.
Yeah, amazing.
Snap. So now, all these awards that you've won and the best that and best this, has it opened more doors?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, that's the third piece of advice I would give to anybody watching this.
Yeah.
Enter competitions. Enter competitions.
Yeah.
Like, they're so rad. It's like So yeah, they've opened up big doors. I mean, not like massive doors, like, but decently sized
opportunities.
doors. 2 meters by 1 meter. Yeah, and absolutely. So like for instance, right now, myself and a friend entered a competition with Disney and Triggerfish in animation.
I thought you said not massive doors. You're working with Disney.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has been really cool. That was a really rad experience. So that was a year ago. We entered this competition, and out of 1,400 people, it was across Africa, they chose 30 for a 2-week workshop with Disney execs in like the studio. And it was cool. So me and my friend, we got into that, and we're sitting there like, you know, and I was like, next to me were all these like fancy filmmakers and writers, guys from all over Africa. They're like Kenya, all over the place.
Yeah.
Namibia, Botswana, and us. In this one room, and I was sitting there and I was like, what am I doing here? I felt like I was in the wrong room kind of thing. But then I owned it. I mean, I would never tell them I was in the wrong room.
Yes, definitely.
You know,
That's what you do
I
all
was
the
like,
time.
what you doing here, boy? I'm right.
This is my stuff.
Exactly, right? And I went and I pushed the one guy, and I'm kidding. So that's one example of like entering a competition and then winning. I was shortlisted, so I didn't win the final prize, which was four people who kind of got to work on this particular movie. But out of that shortlist, the 2-week workshop, we basically made a connection there, and then me and that dude worked on another project together, like an animated TV show, which I then entered recently in Joburg, entered into a competition now with Cartoon Network, and it won that. So right now, we're finding out in 4 days' time, Cartoon Network is going to be pitching it to their executive in London. If they like it, then we'll probably be going forward with that particular show, which is rad.
Incredible,
if they don't, I'll go back to the drawing board.
Well, we hope and pray that they take it. That would be incredible.
That is solid.
All right, so just to end things off, something that I really get from you is that you kind of show love and your relationship with Christ in action. So when you spend time with people in the townships, it also comes across in your movies. Do you think that's important for people to do? Not just to say things
But
of
to
the Bible,
actually
but to
do it.
live it.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? You know when you're a director, right, and you're on set, and you're behind the camera, what's the thing that they say to make everything happen? Lights, camera,
Action.
if you literally, if there's no action, nothing happens. There's no movie, there's no set. The script can be there, but it's never brought to life.
Yeah, solid.
So if we don't do that as Christians, if there's no action, then the script is there, the Bible, but it's never brought to life. That's pretty good. I just thought I'd run
Right,
out.
it's
And I asked you
amazing.
this question earlier on. I'm like, do you have any techniques, film techniques?
No, it wasn't
And
meant for
comes
then, it
out
was
now.
meant for now.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, but everything has its time.
Exactly,
Thank
bro.
you so much. I believe we're going to play a game.
We all know Africa is the second largest continent in the world, made up of 54 countries. So choose a piece representing a country. You will then be tested on your knowledge, and if your general knowledge is less than general, we will help you out with some clues. Your score will then be added to the 54 scoreboard, and the aim is to try and remain at the top of the board.
All right, so you have been briefed on, the Afri quiz.
I know,
Are you
like the
excited?
back of my hand.
We got to let loose a bit. Are
Okay.
you feeling good?
I'm ready.
All right, is there a specific country that you really want?
Yes,
Which one?
Nigeria.
Oh, hey. Okay, I'm from Nigeria. All right, I see you.
That's why I said that, so you can actually secretly give me
help
answers.
you right there? Okay, gotcha.
crib
Don't
notes.
promise anything though, no.
Okay.
All right, it's time to choose your country. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
And stop.
All right, so you got DRC. I mean, it's not Nigeria, so I can't help you
At least it's not Uganda.
Oh, Uganda was like a no-go.
I don't know anything about Uganda. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start with DRC.
DRC.
All right, so we are starting right about.
I got my boxing gloves on.
Okay, ready?
I got my DRC boxing gloves. Let's
We
go.
are starting now. When
me.
did DRC become independent? 1956, 1960, or 1966?
1966, baby.
False. What is the official language of DRC? Portuguese, French,
French.
or Arabic? Correct. The DRC
Bonjour.
is the second largest country in Africa. True or false?
True.
Correct.
Just
What is
after
the
Nigeria.
capital city of DRC? Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
Correct. Where is the DRC located? Central Africa, Northwestern?
Africa.
Correct. The DRC is landlocked and has 0% of
False.
coastline.
It's got an ocean on the right.
Okay, that is not true. That is not correct. Volcanoes
what was
are
the
a
question?
volcanoes are a natural hazard in the DRC. True or false?
Coconuts. What are you? Coconuts.
Volcanoes.
Oh, volcanoes.
True or false?
False.
Incorrect. How
That's
many
beautiful.
nations? How many nations border the DRC? 6, 9, or 4?
12. 9. 4. 9. I
That's
said
correct.
9.
Okay.
9 it is.
How many identified languages are there in the DRC? 340 or 240?
240.
Correct. The
Boom, baby.
DRC has 2 time zone. True or false?
False.
That's wrong, but you're done.
Hallelujah.
Woo! I think we did good there.
I think the ocean question, I got it right. What is the question?
Okay, so the question was, the DRC is landlocked and has 0% of coastline.
Which
it
is
true or
an
false?
outside false.
Which is not right.
But it isn't landlocked. Oh, it is, hey. That sucks.
All right, so I have calculation. Okay, are you ready for your score?
Yeah, I predicted I was going to get 3, but I think I got about 6.
You did get 6. Well
Oh,
done.
so close.
Well done. You
So
did get
flippin'
6.
close to Marvelous's
Yeah,
record.
well, Marvelous hasn't even beaten me, so don't worry about Marvelous.
What's your record?
What?
Your record's 8, hey?
My record's
But
8.
you guys work here, so kind of like,
No,
for a non-worker,
no, we
I'm the
know,
highest,
no.
basically. Where's the camera? I'm the highest. I win. I win.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We had so much fun. You are a ball of energy. We love it.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was okay.
No, we were fun. It was fun.
Sure.
Ma-
Yeah, it was average.
Make sure you tell people it was fun.
It was good average.
Otherwise, we might have to kill you.
It was fun.
Make you a zombie.
Gotcha.
All right, bye, guys.
Cheers.
Wow. Now that just makes you want to go out there and do the best for others.
Absolutely, he is really God's gift to many.
Yes, and talking about love, the homeless, and giving others opportunities.
Mark popped by to visit Nontendo Matibela, and it was amazing to see people open their hearts to the unprivileged.
Yes, guys, it's all about love, man.
All about love.
Let's take a moment just to speak about the exhibition To Love or Not to Love. Why is it so important to you personally to understand that type of lifestyle?
I think we see homeless people all the time, and we almost dismiss them, you know, almost like they don't exist. So for me, it was important just to stop, you know, and just pay attention to one person and just hear their story and just to hear how they do it. You know, we always have this idea that they are different, they're the other. So I just wanted to see or to understand or to experience what it's like to just stop for 1 second and give somebody time.
So what do you think, what did you hope to achieve out of all of this, like starting all of this, making the exhibition?
I think we live in a very fast-paced, you know, society and stuff, and we forget like certain things. So for me, it was just like, I guess when I started, it was looking at the other and just trying to stop myself to reflect and find myself. Because I think what sparked the idea, or I figured out that not having a dad was a big thing in my life, you know, and you go around like trying to find things to substitute this gap in your life. So that was the starting point for me, and understanding another person's idea of love and growing from that.
What role did it play in your faith life?
Wow, it shows you that anything is possible.
Yeah.
Where there's love, because all these people, all they have is love. They have each other, and as little as they have, but you know, it's like God is on our side, and we have each other, and we have this love, and we're gonna keep going, you know.
No better way to end the show.
Absolutely, I loved it, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's show as well. And remember to please stay in touch with us on our email at chat@oneafrica.tv.
And our Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/FiftyFour Show. Moi, you've been an awesome co-host, man. Come on, give a hug. There we go. You see? You see, guys, you see what happens on this, man. You see?
You know what? Hey, guys, thank you so much for making this season such a successful one.
Yes, guys, I mean, it's been the best season 2. And we kept our promise on this season, right? So you know that season 3 is going to be bigger and better than this.
Yes.
You better watch the space.
Yeah, but there's one thing I do want to leave you with, and that is John 15, verse 13. And it says, there is no greater love than for one to lay down his life for a friend.
Yes, guys. And you know how we end this note? Just be a blessing.
Yeah.